Hello, welcome to the Horti-Culturalists. I'm Matthew Lucas.
And I'm Stephen Ryan.
You are indeed, and we post a video every week on a Friday. So do hit subscribe if you want to follow our continuing horticultural adventures.
And don't forget, we'll answer your imperative gardening questions on a Monday. So put your questions in the comments below and we'll deal with it in our Monday shorts.
Well, you will. I'll just read them out because I know nothing in this paradigm. What I do know, Stephen, is it's very early spring. We're in the foothills of the Dandenongs and there is the most incredible fragrance enveloping us. Where are we? What's going on?
All right, we're at Kuranga Native Nursery, which is at Mount Evelyn, one of Australia's premier native growers.
And an award winner.
They got a top award as a retail nursery from the Nursery Association in Victoria. So there you go.
And very well deserved. It's the most extraordinary place. You might be able to see behind us. It's set out in a series of circular display beds. Everything is listed alphabetically and all the plants are broken down into basically size. So from ground cover to strappy leaf plants to small shrubs, large shrubs, trees, the shade house, the water garden and climbers.
Yes.
Amazing.
Far more organised than I am.
Didn't want to say that, Mr. Ryan. There's also behind us the most amazing cafe. So if you're going to come for the day because we've had the best lunch I think ever on any of our journeys.
Yeah. So they've got not only got great plants, but they've got great food. What more, in fact, could you want?
A gift shop, because there's also really great horticultural books, amazing books. But look, we digress because the fragrance is coming from.
Ta-da! Boronias.
So in this video, we are going to meet the owner of this nursery and really talk about Boronias, which are a stunning Australian plant.
And weirdly,
so fragrant.
It's one of those plants that preceded the Australian plant push as far as being grown and cultivated was concerned, because here it was used as a cut flower for decades before the Australian native plant push really started to sort of take hold. And so Boronia is a really interesting genus of plants, almost completely restricted to Australia. There are apparently 6 species in New Caledonia, of all things.
New Caledonia.
And I wonder whether they would be at all cold resistant coming from New Caledonia.
Well, no, you know your theory of New Caledonia, though, is that many of those things are surprisingly cold tolerant.
Well, I think it's more the really ancient things, though, the conifers and things like that have been through previous ice ages. Whether Boronia is one of those groups that has, I'm not sure. But it is a great group of plants. There's some 300-odd species in the genus, 380, I think, in fact. And it was named after an Italian botanist from the 18th century. So he did well for himself, Boroni. They are iconic Australian native plants.
Another genus named after someone, Stephen, an old white male. And something you aspire to, being an old white man.
Yeah, well, exactly, yes. When are they going to create the genus Ryannia?
Well, we'll have to find it first. So the thing about Boronia is the fragrance. I wish... How would you begin to describe it?
It smells exactly like Boronia.
It's an unusual fragrance, but it's light, it's sweet, maybe slightly oriental.
Now, can I tell you a slightly weird fact?
It depends. Is it family friendly?
Yes, it's perfectly family friendly. But like violets, there are some people who can't smell Boronia.
Oh.
So it's one of those things where it's sort of like...
You've got the gene or you haven't.
Yeah, like eating coriander or cilantro or whatever you want to call it.
Love it or hate it.
Yeah, some people think it tastes like soap. Other people enjoy the flavour. And it's sort of the same type of thing about the perfume of Boronias. You either get it or you don't.
Wow. Well, I do get it. Look at the colour. So... interestingly, what we've spoken about, we've made a few films here, is just the progression of Australian native plants, the hybridizing, the selection to develop form, colour, shape, etc. Boronias are no exception to that because there's such a variety now. Well, this is maybe classic, this very dark
this one is sort of a classic wild form, and if you have a close look, you can see the little brown flowers on it, which are very cute with a yellow centre.
And what's that, Boronia?
Megastigma. And what you've got in your hand is also a Boronia megastigma, but it's Jack Maguire's red. Might be pushing it to call it red, but it's certainly not the sort of dark brown of the classical form.
No, well, if you hold them together, very, very different looking things.
And there's one out there called Harlequin, which is more yellow.
Yeah.
So there's a whole range of forms. There's one called Lutea, which is completely yellow. And of course, that's all in just the one species of the Boronia family. There are oodles of other species out there, and I'm sure Ben's going to tell us about a few of them.
Well, we should go and meet him. I'm just saying, we're being serenaded by the frogs. It's now the afternoon, and the frogs in the pond behind us. So the other thing about Kuranga is it's the most beautiful sort of physical layout. So the layout of the nursery itself, but also the nursery garden that surrounds it, and there's a beautiful pond in the middle. So it's a
Hence the frogs.
Hence the frogs. A beautiful serene place. Now, also in this video, there are so many things in this garden that are stunning in this nursery that are in bloom that kind of can't make a standalone video. So we're just going to drop in a couple of things that we've absolutely loved that we found as well. So wait till the end after we've met Ben, and you'll be surprised by a couple of the things that we found.
It's our wicked way of keeping you on board to watch the end of the video, of course,
anyway,
but there you go.
But now what we're going to do is go and meet Ben, the owner of Kuranga, and learn the tips and tricks for Boronia, because they are a little tricky.
Yes, they can be somewhat challenging, so it's worth getting all the information we can from the expert.
Let's go.
Well, Ben, hello, and it's lovely to see you again here at Kuranga Native Nursery.
Yes, and a group of plants that I have history with growing up in Western Australia in the 80s.
Yeah.
Boronia, it always, I mean, I love the fragrance, and weirdly when I lived in New York, you'd actually get cut Boronia in spring, and the fragrance just took me right back to Perth in the 80s.
Wow. Yeah,
but I always thought they were impossible to grow. Obviously not, because here we are, but tell us everything about Boronias.
Yeah, that's a bit of a notorious genus, because a lot of people have that opinion that they're hard to grow. Yeah, we probably do 30 different Boronias, maybe more, Kuranga. Most of these are from cuttings. The easiest species to grow is often Boronia megastigma.
Which this is one of the selections thereof.
Yeah, the classic brown Boronia.
And there's this one here too. And
Yeah.
flowers and the, oh my goodness, the fragrance.
Yeah.
If
Now that's a
only-
different form, that's
if
interesting.
only
Harlequin. Yeah.
you could smell it. Oh, wow.
So there's a whole spectrum of different colours and flower size and sort of tightness habit of the plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess because there's a few different species here, can you generalize about care for these? Like, why are they tricky, and how can you avoid them dying, Ben?
Yeah, that's right. They can be a bit of a drop dead plant.
Yeah.
But
Not
And we're not
dead gorgeous.
we're not talking gorgeous. No.
That is. Look at
Yeah.
that.
it's serolescence. So with Boronias, we recommend it's all about the soil type. So you need an open, friable soil, and they need protection. So the aspect where they are in the garden, a little microclimate where they don't get the afternoon sun, that they don't get windy sort of exposed weather, and an open soil. So the best ones are when they've got that little, like, sometimes it's mounded, it could be in a tub or a pot or a planter where you can get a native potting mix.
And we haven't really spoken about that at your nursery, but really a lot of these things can make good tub specimens.
Definitely, yeah. These are all small shrubs. You can put one or two or three in a larger tub and bring them out when they're fragrance, when they're flowering, and tuck them around the side when they're not flowering.
Which is divine.
Yes.
Again, we're filming this in early spring. Everything seems to be. Is this the time for Boronias to flower?
It is, yeah. It definitely. They all hit their straps in spring.
Yeah.
We've got a range of plants here. Boronia crenulata, WA
That's a sweet
plant.
one. Yep.
Which does not smell like a Boronia.
Well,
yeah.
it doesn't smell like the classic Boronia is probably the way you
It's
need
got
to
a
put it.
really amazing aniseed fragrance.
Yeah, it smells like licorice.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's got lush green tones.
Yeah.
So this is a buckshot form, but there's typically upright or more compact, tight one called Pink Passion.
Yeah.
But sort of lush green tones.
Yeah.
Crenulata's easy to grow.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Honestly, the fragrance is just unbelievable.
Now, I was always told, getting on to other cultural things, that you should prune your Boronias, and I was told when I was a kid that they should be pruned by about a third to a quarter every year after flowering. Where do you stand on that, Ben?
Yeah, no, that definitely, I agree with that. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can become open and a bit hollowed out if you don't do that. Where we grow in our production nursery, we've got stock plants that we collect cuttings from, and after we collect the material, we prune them hard so you get a nice flush of growth.
Yep.
And they become really dense, tight little shrubs.
Yeah.
So you propagate by cuttings mostly with these?
Definitely, yeah.
Now, what about sort of, again, hard to generalize, but hardiness? So you get down to sort of 0-ish centigrade, 32 Fahrenheit here.
Yeah.
These obviously sail through that.
Yeah, we don't have too many issues with cold with these, generally speaking.
What about heat?
They struggle with, those scorching sort of 40-degree weeks in the garden for sure. For us in the nursery, we can sort of, we're watering, we've got irrigation.
Yeah.
So it's not an issue with the heat.
Yeah. 40 degrees is sort of like 110 Fahrenheit. Hot,
Yes.
as they say.
Yes, very.
Yeah. They don't like a warm root zone. That's another bit of advice that, if you can have a good layer of mulch and moisture.
Yeah.
And if they're pot grown, then that would suggest maybe if you used a wooden barrel or a terracotta pot in preference to a classical plastic pot.
Yeah. Yeah, for a cooler root zone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
And what about sun? Shade, semi-shade, full sun? Depends.
Almost full sun. Light shade would be ideal. So you just find that spot. It could be on sort of the northeast aspect.
Yeah.
Would be perfect.
In the southern hemisphere, that would be southeast. In the northern hemisphere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So morning sun, basically.
Yeah, morning sun's
Yeah.
the best.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Ben. And such a variety. This one, I'm astounded by, the aniseed one.
Yeah.
So Boronia crenulata. Wow.
Yep.
It's stunning. Thanks, Ben.
Love it.
Great to
Thank
see
you,
again.
Ben. It's good to
worries.
see you again.
Well, good.
Stephen, what have you found?
Well, I found something that I've seen in the wild in the mountains of Tasmania.
Wow.
Dracophyllum secundum. And it used to be in the Epacrodaceae family, which includes native heaths and things like that.
Yeah, which
But-
I could see.
Yeah, but this whole family has been sunk into Ericaceae, which is the ericas, heathers, rhododendrons, azaleas, all that group. So it's now in the much larger family of Ericaceae. And it's a gorgeous shrub that you'll see as a sort of mounding shrub up in the cold, mountainous parts of Tasmania. Really fabulous plant.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Look, here's one in the pot. It looks a bit, in Tasmania, there's a pandanus, a
Yeah.
cool climate pandanus. It looks a little like that to me.
Well, in fact, the supposedly cool climate pandanus
Yeah.
is botanically known as Riccia, and it's also in the same Ericaceae family. So it's just another genus within that family, and it isn't actually a cold hardy pandanus because it's not related to the true pandanus.
It's not a pandanus.
Yeah.
But Stephen, while we're here looking at this, which is stunning and it's taken my breath away
Yeah.
too, I just have to show the viewers because this made me chuckle because it's very pertinent to you.
It is?
Yeah. Here is a Dicksonia antarctica, and it's a cultivar called Twist of Fate.
Yes.
So your nursery is called Dicksonia rare plant.
Yes, and this is a form of Dicksonia. It's obviously been discovered with this tassel-like ends to the fronds, which I think is rather weird, I have to say. I'm not sure I actually approve, but there you go.
Kuranga and Ben, I'm sorry, this does just look diseased. It looks like it's been attacked by something.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But look, a fern collector, I mean, this is just the sort of thing that back in the Pteridamania times, when people were collecting ferns and building huge ferneries like at Ripponlea Estate.
Which we'll link, we made a video in that fernery.
Anything that was tasseled or dissected or cut in one way or another was highly collectible.
Yeah.
So I guess, yes, if you're a fern fanatic, you might be interested in that Dicksonia as well.
Twist of Fate.
Yes.
Stephen, what's caught your fancy at Kuranga Nursery?
Well, I've always had a soft spot for this quite small genus called Tomassia. They have interesting foliage. They have very attractive flowers.
Yes.
And actually, for me, the flower buds are almost as important as anything else because you've got these gorgeous little brown, furry flower buds. It makes a great small shrub, around about 1 metre tall, a little bit wider than it is tall, and it's fairly shade tolerant. And I've grown it at Macedon quite easily, so it will cope with a little bit of frost and cold.
Yeah.
And it's really sweet.
Very delicate too, a very delicate looking thing. Ah, divine. All right, one of the many things that have stopped us in our tracks
Well, exactly.
at Kuranga Nursery, which you'll have to come and visit to find more such things.
Yes.
Boronia, Stephen, it really does remind me of my West Australian childhood because in early spring you would smell these. And it's a fragrance that really carries on the air.
Yeah, and it actually takes me back to my childhood as well, but not from Western Australia, because I didn't have a childhood in Western Australia.
No.
But this was one of my mother's favourite plants, the brown Boronia.
Yeah.
And she had one in the garden at our nursery site, just outside the kitchen. My mother was very proud of her Boronia because it lived for about 15 years. She used to prune it religiously, and it was a fabulous plant. So I remember it from my childhood as well.
And also, I lived in New York for 6 years, and you don't often get memories or reminded of Australia in New York, but New York has a bodega on every corner with cut flowers, and there were 2 flowers you'd always see: Geraldton wax.
Oh, right.
Every time I saw it, I'd go, "Oh, my heart!"
Yes.
And Boronia, and the fragrance. Who knows where they were chopped in from?
Yes,
for
well,
New York cut flower
could
market.
even have come directly from Australia, because we do have quite a large cut flower industry here, and we do ship to different countries our beautiful wildflowers.
There you go. Well, anyway, what an amazing nursery. So do take time to come out. It's about 45, 50 minutes outside of Melbourne. Most amazing cafe, so come for the day. Stephen, how on earth could we top this?
Well, we probably won't. It's been great fun learning all about Boronias.
It has indeed.
But we'll be doing something else next week, I'm sure.
And if you want to know what it is, you'll have to hit subscribe. We post every week on a Friday, so do follow our continuing adventures.
Yes, please do, and don't forget to send me questions via our comments section so that I can answer them for you in our Monday shorts.
He can with expertise, but until then, we look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye all.